Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today is another day in this beautiful November. And we're doing archival vaultiers all month long as I continue to polish up my new books that I'm going to be putting out very soon. Now, I'm going to have another graphic novel come out, and it's part 2 of my Blood Vein series. I'm sure y'all been hearing it. I've been telling y'all about this for a while now. And it's called Blood Vein Purgatory. It's a 30-page comic issue that will start a series that follows our beloved hero Bloodvein in his ongoing quest to fight against the evil forces that threaten the peaceful and very human New York City too, and indeed the Earth. But more on that later. I can't give away too much, can I? And so, without too much further ado, here's our first vault share for this particular video. It's of the wolf from a really cool video game that most, or at least hopefully many of you, some of you, have seen. It's called Okami. I haven't played Okami in a couple of years, but it was so cool. It was. And it was, for those of you who don't know, a video game where you played as a wolf. It used painting techniques as you go through the levels. Some of the powers that you learn are things like brushstrokes and other art moves. It was a brilliant idea, at least I thought it was. I believe that there was even a specialized tool that you can use for the video game console to help you draw. It was cool to me, as an artist anyway, but maybe not to you so much. Today's Vault Share is brought to you by Chunion Burgers. Come on and try our new Chunion sauce. I eat there every payday. Man, they're the best burgers in town, and they have a new burger, the hole-in-one burger. So stop in, tell them I sent you. But really, folks, I wish I had a sponsor. This ad is brought to you by the Fake Out Cancel. So here's our second Vault Share of the day. Again, it's some of my earlier work, because, I mean, really, if I show you stuff from my channel, it would just be cheating you redundantly. It's of a pic that I did back in the 90s that I called Ishtar. As you can see, she's a warrior maiden that's full of surprises, or at least weapons. I know, you can say, now Logan, you really went overkill on her weaponry, but it's called fantasy for a reason. Blowing things out of proportion from your typical reality show. And well, just look at the state of the video games. Like all the fighter games like WoW or Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Oh, I'm dating myself perhaps. And things like Final Fantasy and those types. Anyway, big bad warriors with an overabundance of weapons is just part of the course. Now back to my books that I'm working on. I have been working on an adult coloring book that will showcase some of my pen and ink black and white images that all you cozy little critter adults who think you just too cool for a coloring book of a puppy or a flower kids coloring activity book. This one is chock full of fantasy and sci-fi images from my archive and even possibly from my YouTube channel. I am working on a top secret children's book too, also, by the way, but more on that later. And I'll give you one more. This one is of one I call rendering life. It's using a technique that I've played around with a little, in reflections and special 3D effects. I try to make this guy look like he was coming out of the paper. See the pencil and the eraser behind the figure as he looms out of the paper surface? I am still working on the technique, as you see. As awesome as I may be, I still learn, and I still try to learn new and creative styles to enhance my artwork. Yeah, that's something I'll never finish. But I'm never going to finish learning new art stuff. My lovely wife can attest to that. And I'll tell you. Now, we're about to wrap this up and call it a video. But before I go, I just want to tell you that I also have in the works a tell-all, end-all, be-all art book that will house several different images. Color and black and white, traditional and digital, and photos of paintings that I have done. And let me tell you what, when I do an art book, I do big, let me tell you, big plans. I actually have 2 rubber totes, several portfolios jammed with art, and a tall stack of spiraling pads, plus much more that I can pull free from. I mean, freely pull from. So, I'm super excited about all this, so, yay! And so you can only imagine how full my Redbubble shop is going to be the further I get into this whole art voyage please stay with me and support my channel by buying my merch on Redbubble. And please, if you haven't already, sub to my channel. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today here on my channel. I'm your artist Logan, and I'm kind of sketchy, and I'll catch you later.